Ladies and gentlemen, let me tell you something. Some folks take 10 years to do what can be done in one day. See, life ain't about waiting on the perfect moment. It's about making the moment perfect. Too many people are sitting around talking about one day I'm going to do this, one day I'm going to do that. But let me ask you something. When is one day going to be today? Too many people spend their lives waiting for the right moment, waiting for the perfect conditions, waiting for a sign. But let me tell you something. There is no perfect moment. There is no magic signal that tells you it's time to start. The only thing standing between you and the life you want is action. People love to say, one day I'll do this. One day I'll chase my dreams. One day I'll start working on myself. But the truth is, if you keep waiting for one day, you'll wake up 10 years from now realizing that it never came. The difference between successful people and those who stay stuck isn't luck, talent, or even resources. It's movement. It's making a decision and acting on it. You don't need a detailed plan, a guarantee, or even full confidence. You just need to take the first step. Action creates momentum, and momentum builds confidence. The problem is, most people wait to feel ready, but readiness is a myth. If you wait to feel 100% prepared before you start, you'll never start. Fear and doubt will always be there, but action silences them. When you move, even in uncertainty, you prove to yourself that you're capable. People waste years waiting for the right time, but the right time is whenever you decide it is. Every day you put off starting is another day you're making it harder on yourself. Instead of thinking about what could go wrong, start focusing on what could go right. Opportunities don't come to those who wait, they come to those who prepare, act, and put themselves in position to receive them. You will never regret taking action, but you will regret standing still. Success isn't about knowing everything before you begin. It's about having the courage to begin before you know everything. The sooner you start, the sooner you see results. Everything starts with a decision. Not just any decision, but a real unshakable decision that says, I am done making excuses. I am done waiting. I am ready to change. Too many people live their lives in a state of indecision, constantly going back and forth, unsure of whether they should take the leap. And because they never fully commit, they never move forward. They stay stuck in the same cycles, facing the same problems year after year, wondering why nothing is changing. The truth is, your life will not change until you decide that it must. A real decision is not made with words, it's made with action. When you truly decide to do something, there's no more room for excuses, there's no more space for doubt, there's no more waiting for the right time. The moment you decide, everything in your life shifts. Your mind starts to look for solutions instead of problems. Your focus changes from obstacles to opportunities. You begin to operate on a different level because you have removed hesitation from the equation. Most people think they have decided to change, but in reality, they are still negotiating with themselves. They say they want to get in shape, but they keep hitting the snooze button. They say they want financial freedom, but they won't cut back on unnecessary spending. They say they want success, but they refuse to do the hard, uncomfortable work that comes with it. That's not a decision, that's a wish. A true decision comes with commitment. It means doing what needs to be done even when you don't feel like it. It means choosing your goals over your excuses every single day. Nothing in life happens until you make a choice to step out of your comfort zone, a choice to stop making the same mistakes, a choice to take control of your time, energy, and potential. When you finally decide that you will no longer accept anything less than the life you deserve, that's when everything starts to change. Time is the most valuable asset you have. Unlike money, relationships, or opportunities, once time is gone, you can never get it back. Yet so many people treat time as if it's unlimited, as if they have all the time in the world to get around to their goals, their dreams, and their purpose. They waste days, months, even years waiting for the right moment, only to wake up one day realizing that time has passed them by. The problem isn't that people don't have enough time, it's that they don't use the time they have wisely Think about it. How many hours are spent scrolling on social media, watching TV, or procrastinating on things that actually matter? How many times have you said, I'll start tomorrow, and then tomorrow turns into next week, next month, or next year? The truth is, time is not going to wait for you to be ready. It keeps moving, whether you do something with it or not. The difference between those who succeed and those who don't isn't more time, it's better use of time. Everyone gets the same 24 hours in a day, but the ones who win in life are the ones who prioritize what truly matters. They don't waste time complaining about what they don't have. They don't waste time waiting for permission. They don't waste time worrying about failure. They take action, and because they do, they get results. People love to say they don't have time, but that's not the truth. The truth is they're not making time. They're filling their days with distractions instead of decisions. They're letting fear, doubt, and laziness steal the time that could be spent building a better future. If something is important to you, you will find the time for it. If you don't, you will find an excuse. The clock is always ticking, and every second that passes is a second you will never get back. Faith is the foundation of every great achievement. Without faith, doubt takes over, and doubt is the enemy of progress. Too many people talk themselves out of their dreams before they even start because they don't believe in what's possible. They look at their circumstances, their past failures, their fears, and they convince themselves that success isn't meant for them. But faith works the opposite way. Faith looks at the same circumstances and says, I don't know how, but I know it's going to happen. Faith isn't about having all the answers. It's about trusting the process, even when the outcome isn't clear. It's about stepping out before you see the whole staircase. Some of the most successful people in the world didn't start with certainty. They started with belief. They believed in their vision, in their abilities, and in the idea that if they kept pushing forward, doors would open. And that's exactly what happened. Faith moves things that doubt never will. It makes you take action when logic says you should wait. It makes you keep going when everything tells you to stop. The problem is most people operate in fear instead of faith. Fear makes you hesitate. It makes you second guess yourself. It makes you settle for less than what you're capable of. Fear is comfortable because it doesn't require risk, but it also doesn't lead to growth. Faith, on the other hand, stretches you. It makes you bet on yourself when no one else will. It makes you step into rooms where you feel unqualified, start businesses when you don't have all the knowledge, and chase dreams that seem out of reach. The people who succeed in life aren't the ones with the perfect plan. They're the ones who have the courage to move forward even when they don't have all the answers. They trust that the right people, the right opportunities, and the right moments will come if they just keep showing up. Faith gives you the strength to take the first step, the second step, and every step after that, even when you don't see the full picture. Time is the one thing you can never get back. You can always make more money, you can rebuild relationships, you can even start over in life, but you will never be able to reclaim lost time. Yes, so many people treat time like it's unlimited, like they have an endless supply to waste on things that don't matter. They wake up every day, go through the motions, and tell themselves that they'll get serious tomorrow. But how many tomorrows have already passed? How many dreams have been put on hold because someone kept believing they had more time? The truth is, you don't have a time problem. You have a priority. Everyone gets the same 24 hours in a day, but not everyone uses them the same way. Some people spend their time making moves while others spend it making excuses. Some people use their time to grow, learn, and improve, while others waste it watching TV, scrolling through social media, or waiting for the perfect moment that never comes. Success is not about who has the most time. It's about who makes the most of the time they have. Too many people complain that they don't have time to go after their dreams. But the reality is they're filling their days with distractions instead of decisions. They say they don't have time to work on their goals, but they have time to binge watch a whole season of a TV show. They say they don't have time to build a business, but they spend hours on social media watching other people succeed. Time isn't slipping away because life is unfair. It's slipping away because they're not taking control of it. Every day you waste is a day you'll never get back. Time is not waiting for you to be ready. It keeps moving, whether you use it wisely or not. The difference between people who achieve their dreams and those who don't is not luck or talent, it's how they choose to spend their time. If you don't value your time, no one else will. If you don't take control of your schedule, distractions will. The biggest mistake people make is thinking they need to have everything figured out before they start. They believe they need the perfect plan, the perfect timing, and the perfect circumstances before taking action. But success doesn't work that way. It's not about knowing every step before you begin. It's about having the courage to take the first step, even when you don't have all the answers. The difference between those who achieve their goals and those who don't isn't intelligence, luck, or resources. It's the willingness to move forward despite uncertainty. Too many people stand at the starting line waiting for some magical sign that tells them it's time to begin. They keep saying, one day I'll do it. But that one day never comes because fear and doubt always find a way to creep in. The truth is you will never feel 100% ready. There will always be reasons to hesitate, but the only way to get anywhere is to start moving. Taking one step, no matter how small, creates momentum. And momentum is what separates dreamers from doers. Think about it. When you take that first step, you start to build confidence. You start to realize that maybe this thing you've been putting off isn't as impossible as you thought. Each step you take makes the next one easier. Before you know it, you're further along than you ever imagined, all because you stopped waiting and started doing. Even if the first step is messy, even if you don't get it right, even if you stumble along the way, you're still further ahead than the person who never started. Every major success story begins with a single decision to take action. No one starts out as an expert. No one has it all figured out from day one. The key is to start where you are with what you have and trust that everything else will come together as you go. Progress isn't about taking giant leaps overnight. It's about taking consistent steps forward, no matter how small. The first step is always the hardest, but it's also the most important.